Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll just start by saying thank you to the Atlantic Treaty Association for inviting me to speak at this prestigious event. I feel truly honoured to be present, and I hope that I can say some words that will be interesting and provoking. Before actually launching into the text of what I want to say, I think it's essential you understand who is speaking. I know I'm billed as the chairman of NIAG, and indeed I have the honour to be that person. But it doesn't make me a NATO official. NIAG chairman is temporary, voluntary, and unpaid. In real life, I'm an industrialist, and I've worked for 30 years in the defense industry. Currently, I work with Thales, and I've been working Thales, NATO, for the last 12 to 14 years. So everything I say, although I'll give it a NIAG slant, is an industry perspective. So enhancing capabilities, building capacities, or the other way around, industry has a major role. We are the main players in the design and production of hardware, software, and services that are an integral element of any capability. And my first point is that industry needs to be involved right from the beginning of capability development, at the stage the requirements are being considered. Industry has important inputs to make concerning technology, its maturity and its limits, concerning production capability, concerning availability of resources, and concerning industry partnerships. There is, of course, no one process. Some capabilities take years to produce. Future allied surveillance is obviously going to take about 20 years, maybe more. And some can take literally only months. And if you look at the cyber world, capabilities come and go extremely quickly. In my mind, industry needs to be seen as a junior partner in this capability development process. A parallel point is that reducing defense budgets mean that we need to see more cooperation between nations to develop economies of scale for the production of capabilities. A sine qua non for reducing cost is to minimize variance. Harmonized requirements needs to be as fundamental principle of cooperative programs. And a logical follow-on to harmonized requirements and cooperative programs is a downsizing and solid consolidation of the industrial base. This is an area where industry is truly expert. Most of our large companies today are the result of years and years of merger and acquisition effort. It is an area where industry should be allowed to lead. I'd like to turn to research and technology, research and development, and production. It's now clear to everyone that the civil commercial sector has the biggest budgets in R&T and R&D. This means that defense R&T needs to benefit from the investment in the civil sector, and there are lots of dual-use initiatives that aim to do just that. The more difficult question for the defense establishment is how to ensure the specialized defense needs with tiny production runs are adequately taken into account. These needs can be extremely expensive, and it's all too easy to postpone investment year by year, as while the threat may be real, it is not imminent. Big defense capabilities take decades to implement. We have a lead today in NATO because we invested in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Where will we be in 2030 and 2040 if we do not make decisions to invest today? We will surely not have the capability itself. Perhaps less obvious is the fact that we will not have the capability to develop and produce the capability either. The industry itself will be eroded. Those who do invest will have the capability. So if China, India, Russia invest, and we don't, we will speed up the loss of our technology advancement. Another question that crosses the mind of the NIAG is, what is the defense industry? It is clear that the classical companies, Lockheed Martin, Finmeccanica, my own, are defense. But given the new threats, CBRN, IT, cyber. Should we not also be considering others, the chemical industry, IT, cyber companies? Should we not be looking to widen the scope of defence to include what I'm going to call, I'm not sure if it's other or just security companies? This would have an additional advantage. It would also increase the budget available to industry, as the security sector is rich in resources. Its downside is that, of course, it's an extremely fragmented market. The last point I want to make is a special mention for SMEs. I know this is slightly a political statement, but NIAG is really keen on SMEs being considered. The vast majorities of companies in the NATO environment, in fact globally, are SMEs. They're frequently extremely innovative. Typically, their financial strength is limited, which severely restricts their ability to participate in defence contracting due to the length of time to write, issue, respond, evaluate, and finally award a contract, which can take years, and in NATO's case, tens of years. We need to consider how we do capability contracting to try and enhance the implication of SMEs in the supply of capabilities. I've touched on a number of topics, and I'd be more than happy to expand on them now or in questions later, and I certainly hope I've given you some food for thought. John? Thank you.